Alright guys, today we're going to get into the wide receivers camp battle. You know what time it is? This is serious Capmo time, alright? So, everybody voted. Wide receivers was the winner by a big margin. So, without further ado guys, let's go ahead and take a look at your wide receiver camp battles for 2020. But before we do that, we want to take a look at 2019. This is the players that made it at the end of the final roster cuts. Cooper, Gallup, Cobb, Tavon Austin, and Devin Smith. Okay, these were the guys that ended up being on the squad. So the Cowboys kept 5 wide receivers. So this is a good baseline. I'm going to go again with 5 receivers. Now they could go longer with the extra roster spots, but let's take a look at this, okay? First on the list, the incumbents. Okay, these are guys that I really have as your starters. And, we're going to start off with Amari Cooper, all right? This is your go-to-goats. He got extended last offseason to a big contract, worth every penny. He can stretch the field. He can play on the inside, can go in the middle. Really juke and jives all these players. His feet, his mechanics. He's just a really well-rounded wide receiver. Okay, first-round pick for Amari Cooper. It was worth it. Him and Dak Prescott are really hitting on all cylinders. So another season with Cooper, another season with Dak. 2020, I expect big things. The next one here, Michael Gallup. All right, Michael Gallup's coming in here to his 3rd season with the Cowboys, and I expect another big leap from this player. He had a 1,000-yard receiving campaign in 2019, and I expect more of the same. Very punishing after the run, and that's the thing about this. What I love about this wide receiver core right now, we have all kinds of weapons. We have physical runners after the catch. A lot of these guys are really great after the catch. Cooper, Gallup, and the rookie CeeDee Lamb. So very good combination trio. We're just gonna jack up people left and right. But Gallup, big part of that. I think Gallup in the long term is gonna be part of this team for a while. If they have to make some changes here and there, I think you go here with Gallup. Okay. Next, CeeDee Lamb. Okay, the rookie, 1st-round pick, fell right into our laps. This guy does it all. Jack of all trades, master of all. Okay, he can run after the catch. Route running is good. Some people wanna ding him on that. If they're looking at him versus Jerry Jeudy, there's not much difference there. Jerry Jeudy might have smoother feet, but the playmaking ability, I think CeeDee Lamb has the edge there. And coming into a really great situation here with Mike McCarthy, the wide receiver whisperer. Okay, so I love this. Okay, next we're going to look at wide receivers that are in the mix. Who's going to be that number 4 wide receiver? This is where the rest of the wide receiver roster gets kind of shaky to me. And I mentioned this earlier, but for right now, Devin Smith, I think you have to go with this guy here. I think for me right now, he's probably your number 4 wide receiver on this roster. He can play the slot. He can play on the outside. He still has the speed. He does have some injury concerns, obviously, early in his career. But he showed some things here with the Cowboys. I don't think he didn't get along well with Sanjay Law. And, he kind of just disappeared after a while. They didn't play him much. Okay. Another player that's going to be in the mix is Cedric Wilson. Obviously, the Cowboys cut him after roster cuts, and they were able to sneak him back on after waivers. Okay, so they liked him enough to bring him on. He has kick return capability, and this is really where he's going to have to make his mark, I think. Can he beat out Cedric Wilson for that number 4? I don't know. We'll see. He didn't do it last year. He's going to have to do something in special teams to grab one of these positions. Speaking of special teams, Vince O'Brien. I think this is another player in the mix. Very underrated. He got a good look here towards the end of the season. Special teams player. I think Coach Fossil is going to really like Vince O'Brien. So if it's between him and Cedric Wilson, I feel good about Vince O'Brien making some noise there. Keep an eye on that one there. I think he'll be in the mix. Special teams is going to how he's going to have to get in there. Underdogs, Noah Brown, John V. Johnson, Aaron Parker, Kendrick Rogers, and Tevin Jones. Okay, let's talk real quick about these underdogs. Of the underdogs, I love Aaron Parker. Very productive at Rhode Island. Very strong hands. Can Can catch the high ball, 50-50 ball. Really good. Shrine Bowl MVP. I like this player. He's my underdog, my pet cat. Noah Brown, I think his days are numbered. He just doesn't ever get on the field. You know, he's got the physical attributes, but you know he's just not on the field. Okay, John Bay Johnson showed us that he has speed, but it's not good if you're not going to catch the ball when the lights come on. Okay, and that's really the thing on John Bay Johnson. If he can get over that part of the game with the bright lights, I think he has an opportunity to be in the mix. But right now, underdog. Okay, in my 2020 projection, Cooper, Gallup, CeeDee Lamb. I still have Devin Smith there as the number 4. And that 5th spot, I think, is up in the air. Bryant, Wilson, and Parker. Who's going to get that spot? I think it might come down to who can perform in special teams. Okay, so. All right, let's take a look at my favorite comments from the last video. This is Donnell Jenkins. We need to get this deal over with to leave ESPN and Fox Sports nothing to talk about. But I want us to continue to bring in competition for Dak as well. We left Romo with no worries his whole career. And look where that got us, even with Rodgers had competition now. Okay, so yeah, I totally agree with Donnell here. Let's keep the competition going. You know, whether it's Andy Dalton, Ben DiNucci, up and coming quarterback, and I do think you will see more of this from Mike McCarthy. He'll continue to draft quarterbacks. You know, he'll always have a wide receiver ready. He'll always have a quarterback in there to compete. He doesn't let the roster get stagnant. He's always keeping the roster churning and having players to come in to compete for future starting roles. Next question here, Monty. Any pieces we have right that we can leverage for another player, future draft pick? So, you know, like I said, to get really good picks, you would have to give up your premium players. Now, if you're looking for on the edge type of players to possibly trade for picks, you know, there's always the Jordan Lewis type of player. Maybe if somebody wants one of your swing tackles or these kinds of guys, maybe that. But like I said, you're not going to get much for these types of players. Jordan Lewis, I think he might command like a 5th round pick maybe, if you're lucky. But other than that, the Cowboys don't have much players that you would be able to trade for premium picks right now. Okay, the next good question here comes from Larry Ebersberg. In my opinion, no contract by the 15th. His agent is a huge problem. So this is something that the Cowboys continue to do. So, you know, whether it was Rocky Arsenault, for, you know, Zeke Elliott's agent, you know, supposedly he was a big problem. DeMarcus Lawrence, like, I don't think there's a good thing as a good agent. The agent wants the most money because they do get a cut of this money too. So they're gonna go for the max contract, max value. So Cowboys under Stephen Jones, you know, they become a little bit more stingy, a lot more stringent with their negotiations. But at the end of the day, I think these do get done. Guys, let me know in the comments. You know, we're days away from the 15th now. Is Dak Prescott going to get the long-term deal? Let me know in the comments. Great question, guys. I'll continue to do this for the next video. Appreciate all the comments. And let me know what you think about the wide receiver conversation here. Who do you have as your 4th receiver? And who do you have as that 5th receiver? Do you think they go 6 deep? You know, they've gone 5 deep the last couple of seasons. They rarely go 6. But let me know, guys. Continue to like, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you all for the next video. Peace, everybody.